Nothing makes me want to change up my intro more than when you do my intro before I turn the mic on.
I don't know what he's talking about. He's crazy.
Greetings and salutations, viewer. I'm crazy and called Eric J. Chucky. Joined as always by the boy.
Hey, crazy, called Eric J. Chucky.
I'm going to karate chop you right in your fucking robot face.
It'll hurt. It's metal.
But it'll hurt your feelings more.
It will. I would be very upset.
Bruises heal, but emotional damage lasts forever unless you have the money for a therapist.
And we don't.
Even then, not really. Like, I would rather get my ass kicked than have my feelings hurt.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. How about you? Let us know in the comments. Would you rather get your ass kicked or have your feelings hurt?
I mean, I've had both happen to me, and one was way worse.
Yeah, I went through a table, and that's why I'm no longer allowed at the Buffalo Wild Wings.
Anyway,
hey, podcast starts at guy. I'm sorry you're not needed today, because we're going to talk about what we crumped.
We crumped Supergirl. I presaged how that would sound, and I committed anyway, because that is the way we phrase it, and I wanted this reaction.
I don't, I mean, given the right circumstances, I would not kick her out of some sort of crumping chamber, but I don't like how that sounds. In fact, I'm pretty sure guys who like how that sounds are the villains of Supergirl.
Yeah, they are.
So sorry, audio listeners.
If there's one thing I live by, it's laugh honestly. I have a loud laugh. Yeah. You guys can, I don't know.
Actually, I process things enough, especially on the ones we record like this, that it just sort of sounds bad, not painful.
I try and move my mouth away from the mic when I know I am going to be laughing.
I kind of like it when it happens when we're recording gameplay footage, because that's a different audio setup, because it auto ducks. So you hear like a, and then suddenly silence.
Like I've just faded out.
Yeah. Like you got Thanos snapped in the middle. So yeah, Supergirl. This is probably the last week it's in theaters.
Which is a crime.
It's a shame. I think Warner Brothers is the problem here. Let's do a very quick spoiler-free review, although I will say I don't think you're going to go into Supergirl and be surprised by it.
There isn't anything that happens in this movie that if you've seen any single trailer for Supergirl or understand how movies work, it's gonna be a big startlement to you. The movie's really fun and good, and all of the people online who say it's mid are haters.
I've been trying to analyze this a bit myself. I agree. I think this movie was flirting with me specifically. I like grimy sci-fi. I like the originals trilogy of Star Wars, in theory. I haven't gone back and watched it since that time I watched it and went, is this good? Listen, it's what I liked about the first season of The Mandalorian, one of the big things. It's what kept me going through the first season of Andor, even though that show was really depressing. I like lived-in sci-fi. I'm not the clean future utopia Star Trek guy. Yeah. I like Star Trek, but that's just not my bag. And so this is a grimy space superhero movie. I'm in. It's got weird aliens. It's got everybody thrown up.
It's got cool sci-fi stuff in it. It's got cool superhero stuff in it. It's got look, we're gonna get into the quote-unquote spoiler stuff soon. I do have exactly one criticism of the movie that I think is fair that I've seen online. But if you take nothing else away from my opinion on this podcast, and if my opinion matters to you at all, genuinely, Supergirl is a good movie. It is a fun and, crucially, good, because Mortal Kombat was fun, but notice I didn't call it good. Supergirl is a good movie. And a bunch of people online are saying it's only like okay or it's mid. No, they're haters. Or
I have some complex theories about this, but I would like to talk more about the movie before we get to that. Let's enter into the spoilers possible section. Hey, you know what the great thing about the new podcast format is? You can just fast forward until you no longer see our logo, and we will be talking about something else.
There you go. So anyway, for anyone who's not super invested in being unspoiled for Supergirl, here's a hint. Supergirl wins.
I was going to say something really like, I can't believe they killed Crypto.
It. I will get this right. We're not going to compliment Sandwich. It kind of is because of the preceding, but I'm going to get my one criticism that I've seen online that I think is fair. The villain is incredibly one-dimensional.
So, okay, you know what? I said I was going to save this for later, but it's so relevant right now because of that exact statement. Before we went to the movie, the best I had heard of a review of Supergirl was it's mid. It's fine.
Same.
Directly afterward, I listened to a podcast. I'm not going to name the podcast. Eagle-eyed listeners will know what I'm talking about. But one of the people on the podcast said they loved it. The other one said they had a good time, but that the villain was really disappointing. And cited the old aphorism that heroes in superhero fiction are defined by their villains.
And that is a good general rule, but it is not, in fact, a law of the universe.
No, and I really don't think it's the case here. I think this story had enough of an interesting main character and a main character that was growing and changing. People say that because once you set up Batman, Spider-Man, whatever your main hero is, they don't really change much unless it's like a big storyline.
I will say, okay, as a great example of like a similar example, a superhero movie that's kind of like a gritty, lived-in sci-fi universe with a pretty one-note villain. Have you ever heard of a movie called Guardians of the Galaxy?
Or for that matter, the first two Star Wars movies.
I love Lee Pace. He's a great actor. Ronan the Accuser is not what I would call a complex guy.
No.
And the movie doesn't matter. That's not what the movie's about. The movie's about the interpersonal relationships between all these people. In Supergirl, I don't even remember, Kraglin of the Yellow whatever. I don't know his name. Kraglin's an MCU
I think
character.
It was Krem because she called him Cream that one time.
Yes,
And
Krem.
I thought that
Krem
was
of the
very
Yellow
funny.
Valley or some shit like that.
Yellow Hills, I think.
Hello, sure, okay. I genuinely, it's not worth remembering. He doesn't matter. It's a personal story about Kara Zor-El and her new little girl sidekick.
Well, and in that same vein, if like as much as he's got aura,
he's got swagger. He does. He does.
As much as this character has aura, Immortan Joe is not deep. And everybody loves Fury Road.
I mean, even putting aside Immortan Joe, you know the big motherfucker?
Yeah.
Who's beside him with the little nose thing? I'm not going to tell you his name. I know his name. I'm not going to tell you. You don't know it. Don't Google it. Put it in the comments if you know it. I don't believe you. You Googled it.
I know it.
I know.
I won't say it on account of all the names in that
They're
series
so
are
ridiculous
really
that they stuck in my head
delightfully stupid.
But
he's not deep either.
It doesn't matter. It's not about him. He's a structural problem in the movie, not a personal vendetta.
Yeah. What we're going through is Supergirl, and this is the other reason the movie was flirting with me. I didn't realize this going in. I should have. I've seen some of the trailers, which is rare for me. This is a trash can humanoid who is still trying their best. And I love that. In the vein of Garrett the Garbage Man Garrison,
or Rocket fucking Raccoon.
I adore it.
It is your favorite kind of fictional guy.
Right now and for a while.
That is your Blorbo.
It is
terrible
100%.
Person actually is trying their best.
Yes. You don't even have to be trying like your best. Bojack got a pass through most of his show, and he often
did some fucked up shit.
But Garbage is trying. It's so good. And the acting in this, I mean, it's not... Okay, at the end of the day...
I will say the guy playing Krem of the Yellow Hills, he's having a fucking ball.
And that was awesome. I thought he was a really cool villain. Like, he's a scumbag. I hate him.
He's a very simple guy. He's just a prick. He's a murderous, slaver, rapist, human trafficker. He's every bad guy thing.
And he's petty.
And he's dirty. And he has like bad dental hygiene. He is the Untermensch. He is the absolute shittest dude. But he has swagger and confidence, and the character is clearly having a wonderful time being a terrible motherfucker.
Well, and it's kind of like Furiosa, the movie, how most of that movie was really fucking mid or worse.
Chris Hemsworth was the fucking balls.
Yeah,
dude. He was having a great day.
He was spectacular. And I don't think the other half of this movie was bad. It was a story I've heard before, but just because I've heard a story before doesn't make it bad. You know, you and I have a hard time rewatching movies unless there's like a purpose to it.
Yeah.
So I don't rewatch my movies or TV shows, you know, dozens or hundreds of times like a lot of people I'm given to understand do.
Insane. Crazy work. Couldn't be me.
So it's you know, people criticize, why isn't this doing something new, and then go home and watch, you know, Godfather 10 more times. I've got news for you. It's not going to be different. That horse is not going to survive. So yeah, this is a sticking point for me because when I approach something, we're getting into it now. When I approach something in an evaluative fashion, I think my criteria is usually, did they hit what they were aiming for? Not did they hit some sort of next level pure apex that I have imagined.
I think that's actually a more healthy way to judge movies in general. So a perfect movie doesn't necessarily have to be the best movie ever. It's just a movie that perfectly executes what it was aiming for.
I think so. And you know, I was it was suggested to me that a lot of people, when they say a movie was fine, as most of the reviews you and I saw for Supergirl said, they aren't saying it wasn't good. They're saying it didn't change their life. And I have to respond with the question, how many life-changing movies do you see in your lifetime that don't change your life in the way of, I like this movie, actor, director, or genre now?
Like, brother, that bar's too high.
And how many of them change your life after the age of 25?
That bar's just too high, guys.
That's a ridiculous bar.
That's not what movies don't have to be like. They can be. I've had my life changed by media, but it doesn't gotta be. Sometimes a movie can just be good. It can just be a good story, competently told, with fun characters and funny moments and fun action. It doesn't. Why do you expect the Supergirl movie to save you like it's actually Supergirl?
Well, and I have to ask the question, not long after I saw a meme about Terminator 2. Something along the lines of, every scene in Terminator 2, it's amazing how they managed to make every scene that happens there have a cool thing and something cool happen and a cool guy in every scene. As like a sort of hyperbole about, isn't this a good movie? And I don't know, I hate to break this to you, but Terminator 2 isn't saying anything profound.
But as a great example, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It's still great. It's still Terminator 2.
It's still a really cool movie. Look, okay, and for that matter, just because Supergirl, we'll use as an example, because that's what we're talking about, doesn't say anything new or profound to you.
It's not really talking to you.
Well, and it doesn't have to be. I don't know why people seem to expect any media, books, TV shows, comics, what have you. You sit down and you pick up the story in whatever way you do that. I don't think you're doing yourself a service if you go in expecting, I want to see something entirely unconceived of heretofore.
If you go into every dinner expecting to have the best meal of your life, you're going to walk away from your life having missed out on a whole lot of pretty good cheeseburgers.
Yeah. This is, I apply this more broadly, and I think this is something that people miss out on when I'm being critical of media, because I can talk shit about a movie a lot and then go, I liked it though.
Yeah, I mean, I do want to. We're talking meta-narratively about the reaction to Supergirl.
Let me take a break. Let's discuss the movie a little more. I think the biggest thing most comic fans really cared about going into this film is Lobo.
And God, he was good. He was perfect. I've been saying for so many years that the role Jason Momoa was born to play is Lobo. And I was right.
We were both. We have both been saying that since we knew what a Jason Momoa was.
Pretty much, like, I think the first movie we ever saw him in, I think it was the third thing we discussed. And we agreed, yeah, no, he should be Lobo. He's perfect for Lobo, right? And yeah, he is. He does an amazing job. He's fucking perfect. It is Patrick Stewart as Professor Xavier tier casting.
Jason Momoa makes a dumb word like bastich sound cool.
It sounds like a real word.
He delivers it like he believes in that shit.
It sounds like a real... Because bastich doesn't sound like a real word. It sounds like a real word in the same way like half of the cyberpunk slang does. Jason Momoa makes it sound like the other half of the cyberpunk slang.
Yeah.
You know the shit that just worms its way into your brain and now you just say corpo?
He's got the look right. He's got the attitude right. I mean, a lot of that goes to the writers as well, but...
The writers and him as an actor and the fucking costumers. He looks like Lobo. Look, they were working on a really good, skeleton there. Jason Momoa already kind of does look like Lobo.
Roughly Lobo-shaped human being Jason Momoa.
But they got it right. He looks right. The costume's right. The motorcycle's right. The fucking weird fish hook is right. It's all correct. It's all perfect. And he's in the movie, and he acts like Lobo, and he's such a piece of shit.
But, he's a Lobo-level piece of shit. He's not
Krem of the Yellow Hills.
Right, yeah, he's not averse to helping so long as it lines his pocket at the end of the day.
Or he thinks it's dope.
Yeah, or he thinks it's dope. Yes, absolutely.
I love that the thing that causes him to ultimately join up with the good guys at the end of the movie is someone does something metal and he's like, all right, I'm on your side. That was cool.
Yeah, it's very Lobo. It's great. I was really, really pleased by that. I don't know. I can't, despite the similarities, I don't want this to be a Guardians of the Galaxy podcast. It's hard to talk about the stuff I loved about this movie without just gushing. I don't think it's a perfect movie. I don't think it's better than the original Guardians of the Galaxy, but it's close.
I've given my one fair critique.
Yeah.
Look, the villain is extremely one note. He is not exactly good. He's the worst. They made him. He's every kind of bad guy.
Yeah. There was one thing you did bring up shortly after we saw the movie that I don't know is necessarily a critique. Some people might take it that way. It is qualitative. This is a Superman story.
Oh yeah. In the most classic sense, how do you challenge Superman? It's the age-old question of how to write Superman. How do you make Superman challenging? How do you challenge him? How do you write a good story about him? Well, you take away the superpowers for about 50 to 75% of the movie, and then that'll do it. And yeah, you're right, that does. But I mean, that shit got dusty in the Silver Age, dog.
But it works. The movie's not going to surprise you, like I said, but it does what it does well.
I don't think I'd seen... I'm sure it's established in comics. It's like 60 years ago in the 50s or some shit. I'm sure. I don't think I'd seen Green Sun before.
Oh, yeah, Green Sun. I liked that even Krem was like, I have these kryptonite arrows, and I don't use them for nothing, but I had to guess that this would be cool, and I was right.
Look, it's working.
Sick. Yeah, I was really thrilled with my experience, and we were wet, bone drenched.
Yeah, because it was raining really heavily,
Storming.
And we did not find a close parking spot to the entrance of the theater.
No, people were there for Minions, and ironically, Supergirl. I was really expecting.
It was a pretty packed house, all things considered. Considering this movie is
about a quarter packed, but still,
considering the level to which this movie is fucking bombing, yeah. I think that counts.
Chin up, face front, true believers. It is only bombing as much as Masters of the Universe, which I've heard nothing but good reviews about.
And it's not like we weren't challenged in the theater. Right behind us was an almost cartoonishly rude theater goer.
Oh yeah.
Making unnecessarily disgusting noises, loudly talking during the movie, loud snacks.
That man was eating cellophane. He unwrapped a cellophane packet of cellophane, which he then ate. As far as I can tell by what was going on.
And you know what? At the end of the day, I didn't give a shit. I was having a good time.
Yeah, it was I leaned forward a little bit, and that was the end of that. It's let him live his experience. I'm here for Supergirl.
I don't know his life. I don't know what he's going through. I don't care. I'm having a good time watching Supergirl.
It was a lot of about 3 stories I really like to see done well. I don't know what more you can ask for. I would like to go back to the nature of criticism for a moment, if I may.
Absolutely. I just wanted to get some actual praise of the movie in between our why are you people so unfair to this movie
Well,
rant.
and I get that there's that, and I've been there. I get that because I've been there. That compulsion almost to see something that you know isn't for you and go, why isn't this instead a thing for me? And hate fuck it, essentially.
Yeah, that's...
hate watch. There's a term for it. I don't know why I went there.
I was fucking 22 once also.
And there's a whole new batch of those now. So, I get it.
But, like, trust me, if that's something you feel is worth your time and energy in life, believe me, as someone who is looking back through the past at himself, and he's you... Don't. It's not worth it. You're not going to get anything out of it, and you'll miss out on a bunch of really good cheeseburgers.
Well, and also, if you see this movie and you evaluate it earnestly and you didn't like it, I don't think the superhero genre is for you.
I think there could be standouts of superhero movies that are so good you like them despite their genre.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't... This is a superhero... This is a pretty by-the-numbers superhero movie.
I have that the other way around with, well, not the other way around, but with a video game, with roguelikes. I don't like most roguelikes.
Yeah, there are genres I don't like. You could make the best, I'm trying to think of a movie, not a video game. I have an easier time pulling video game genres I'm not fond of. What's a movie genre? You know what? You can make the most amazing romance movie of all time. I don't care. Sure. I'm not gonna care.
Yeah.
It's not gonna hit. So you know what I do? I don't watch those. And maybe that's all that's happening to Supergirl. Maybe there's a whole bunch of people who don't want to watch a superhero movie, so even if Supergirl is good, they're not gonna go see it.
I don't know about websites anymore, just because how the nature of the beast has changed, but you saw that a lot, actually, in the 90s and the aughts with video game review magazines, where you'd get someone who was a huge puzzle gamer that had to play like this open world RPG because they were, that's what the staff was.
Yeah.
And they give it this shit rating because they don't...
I hate this genre.
And I had to do it for a long time. It wasn't good when it started. It wasn't good when it ended. You get that sometimes. There was an interesting point, however, on this podcast I was listening to with these mystery people, how could you possibly know, where the one person said that part of the reason... Endgame and Infinity War were good is because it spent a lot of time with Thanos and built up Thanos. Do you think that's accurate?
Infinity War? Yes. Endgame? No. Endgame spends relatively little time with Thanos. That's a misconception born of hype moments and aura.
So this is...
Infinity War is Thanos' movie. I think that's... you could argue he's the protagonist of Infinity War.
I'm not trying to say this as some sort of righteous character. I'm not trying to virtue signal. I like Goro Akechi, better or worse. So I'll toss that out there. I don't give a shit about Thanos. He's an idiot. He's a big, dumb, stupid guy who's dumb, and his plan was dumb, and he talks like his plan isn't dumb, but his plan is dumb.
I love that his plan is dumb, and he thinks it's not dumb.
It's good, but, I was not watching those movies because I was really excited to see Grape Ape Darkseid.
Thanos out here catching strays till the end.
No, these are directs.
Oh.
He doesn't even have his cool hat that is got the sunglasses on it.
He's got it on for a second or two.
Yeah, it's not...
Hey, he's got it on for the final fight.
Sure. It doesn't look as good, though.
No.
I wasn't watching those movies because I thought Thanos was a cool villain. I don't think he defined all those other characters. I was there for the crossover aspect of it and seeing the plot unfold. Because it was going to take me on twists and turns I didn't expect.
Yeah, I think that's a fair read. But someone who says that Thanos is a central pillar of Infinity War is not wrong.
Oh, no, I wouldn't say they were wrong. I just found it fascinating that someone who doesn't like Thanos for worse reasons would care.
A compelling villain is a good thing.
I don't think he's compelling. That's the difference. There are villains. Killmonger is compelling.
Yeah.
Well, even by that metric, Namor is compelling. I could go on and on. What's his name? Batman from Thor. Gore the God Butcher. Super compelling, even though they barely
Honestly,
used him.
Too compelling for the movie he was in. He was from a different genre of movie that Thor Love and Thunder was not interested in being.
I like a compelling villain. That was exactly my point earlier. But I don't think Thanos is that guy. He's not him.
That's a perfectly valid opinion to have. It is not one that is commonly shared.
I hadn't run into it before from people who don't have other reasons to like Thanos. Again, it is a mystery who those people could be. Do you have anything else you want to talk about Supergirl? Any last words you want to say?
Go see it, please.
Yeah, if you can, head out to theaters. I think this is... You want to get there before Thursday, probably, assuming your movie theater works like all of the ones near us.
It's good.
Yeah.
If you listen to this podcast, you'll like Supergirl. I'm not joking.
If you like superhero media, if you've liked any new superhero movie in the last 5 years...
maybe 10, you'll like Supergirl.
Yeah.
You will like it. I believe in you. I believe you have the spirit in you to like Supergirl. Go see it.
That said, I would like to express some gratitude. No, I don't want to express gratitude yet. I've forgotten the format of our show, ladies and gentlemen. I shook up my Patreon finally, as I've been threatening to do for like 3 months now. Some of the gameplay episodes might come out, and I will still be saying that. But, wow, the changes. Thank you. Mwah, kisses. Bless you all. I will thank you personally at the end. I do want to thank people who do interact with our podcast, though. Likes, comments, those aren't just... It's not just buzzwords. It's not just, make me feel better points, although that does happen. It helps the algorithm boost our video to more people.
Basically, it tells YouTube that that the contents contained in this video are worth showing to other people.
Yeah. You can supersede YouTube by just sharing it directly with people you think might enjoy it.
The trash pile welcomes all.
Yeah, if you have a friend who is on the fence about Supergirl, maybe send them this video, and maybe we'll convince them. I don't know. We do have a Discord that is called The Trash Pile. Link is in the link tree in the description, as well as everything else I'm about to talk about. I have a Patreon. For just $1 a month, you get gameplay episodes a week early, and so much other stuff. There are higher tiers where you can request podcast topics and gameplay. You get Violent Profiles episodes a month early. And it's other weird stuff. There's all kinds of archived content that's not on YouTube anymore. It was never on YouTube in the first place. It was on Blip. Y'all remember Blip?
We've been in this game a while, y'all.
Porque no las dos. I've got books. The COLT REGAN series is an urban fantasy series. Little mystery, little comedy, little action, little drama, little intrigue, little bit of romance. There's vampires and shit. You gotta love that. Demons. There's also Red Company. Only one book in it so far. Will eventually be a trilogy. It is a cozy isekai lit RPG that is not really a progression fantasy. It's about fantastic monsters and the people who keep them. And that's really all we need to plug. Really, the link tree's got all kinds of stuff in there.
We're happy to have you. Come in, join, talk. Be part of the community.
I'm gonna do the Gen Z thing. Welcome in. I just realized actually another Gen Z thing I do with the new editing is with the music bumpers. As I'm sure you know because you listen to it every time.
Right.
It kind of comes in before the bumper is finished. I fade out the bumper and I fade us in, I don't really fade us in. We just come in. Because usually what I'm saying at the very beginning is not that critical.
Right.
So, you get that. You get a little bumper that says, hey, buddy, like 8 seconds of like, oh, new segment. And then we're there. We're there before the music's over. You're welcome, Gen Z. No millennial pause for you.
I love the millennial pause. I'm a millennial and I'm proud of it.
So this is a comparatively light news week, especially because last week was a couple weeks in a row. There's really only 2 major stories that we have. Again, I use this terminology. We are reacting to news. We are not reporting news.
No, because we only do this once a week, and the internet goes a lot faster than that.
Yeah, this is just sort of our insight on what's been happening through the week.
That we've seen.
And kind of care about. There is a live-action Persona show on the way from Netflix.
How you feel about that guy who cares about Persona?
I'm intrigued. It's probably a better idea than the live action adaptations of anime, although I understand people are pretty happy about One Piece.
Really? Good, I'm glad. Before it was out, I heard a lot of doomerism, so I'm glad that it's working well.
There is also going to be a second season of Cyberpunk Edge Runners this fall.
Let's get ready to cry.
Some people. Some weak people.
It's me, I'm weak.
No, it's perfectly valid. I hate the youth so much. The older I get, the more I'm like, well, if you weren't stupid, none of this would have happened.
Once again, welcome in.
Welcome in. Bring me with your Pepe hands but the system. And I'm like, yeah. I don't know. Be actually built different, maybe. I think that's all we really have to report on. Are you excited to watch the second season of Edge Runners?
I wouldn't say I was super excited to watch the first season. I gave it a shot, and it pulled me in.
Okay.
I'm open to being pulled in again.
All right.
There's one other thing that I will mention, because it's a thing that's happening that I feel is merits mentioning. But
okay.
I wouldn't exactly call it a big deal. PlayStation is going to stop doing physical discs. They are moving to all digital, like Steam before them, in like 2028. So you still got a couple years. Boo, cringe, lame, but like obviously this is where it was going.
Yeah, the biggest thing, I wouldn't have been concerned about this until the day, like just before they announced this, they removed access of 500 movies from their platform. And I don't mean delisted.
No, and like that's the thing is, if it's digital, you don't own it, dog. You don't.
And like by and large, these companies have put a lot of effort into preserving that. And I know movies are a little bit different of a rights issue than games, so that is more complicated. But what a red flag. What a big, glaring, neon red flag.
The corpo rats will do what they will do. They want they want everything to be a subscription model, and if you have a physical game disc, you can't charge you a subscription for that, really.
Yeah, there's been some news since then. Most people speculate that Xbox was going to do this sometime soon. Although the reaction to PlayStation has been so fervent that I can see a lot of storefronts waiting on that.
Yeah, all that will do is delay it. Xbox will do this too.
I have to imagine, unless PlayStation reverses their decision, which I don't see happening. But you know what? Nothing happens without effort, so if you firmly believe that this should not come to pass, fight the power.
I mean, you're probably right. I believe the material conditions dictate that you will not succeed. But I admire your struggle.
I have to genuinely wonder how many physical discs are still in trade.
Well, see, that's the thing. If they were still doing a booming business, they wouldn't stop making them.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm sitting. And
because
I know,
as much as they do want everything to be a subscription model, and they are evil, cartoonishly evil supervillains, I'm not denying that. They're not committed ideologically to evil. They're evil as a consequence of their greed.
Unfortunately, this is what we were talking about earlier. In this scenario, Sony is a compelling villain.
Yeah.
Killmonger is, in fact, being the very people he hates, but, like, what reasons he has for it. Things have led him here.
So Sony's only evil as a consequence of being overwhelming empty greed suits that fill the holes in their soul with money. So if physical discs were still doing a lot of business, they wouldn't cut them off because that's how you get the money.
Yeah, I know a lot of passionate game people, especially old school disc collectors, and I know it's been a rise among the younger generation to start collecting physical media. So like it's not a thing, but if the cost of production is not at least matched by the earnings from that production, then it's only smart to stop producing.
The free market has made a decision, as it were.
This is why we often say vote with your wallet. This is why I am proud of myself for not going to see Masters of the Universe. I will simply watch it on a subscription service I hopefully already have. Because it does look dope.
It looks dope as shit, but I don't want to give certain actors in it any fucking money.
Fuck Idris Elba.
No, he's fine.
I'm
Let
joking.
him love feet.
Yeah. I give him some money so he can get them feet subscriptions.
There you go. OnlyFans ain't cheap.
Well, it depends. I think there's a couple of economical people on there who could conceivably be... If you count that as like a savings per toe,
You know what?
Yeah.
He laid out a really solid financial plan there, and I hope you all get to hear it.
Yeah. You're welcome, in fact. Let's move on to wrestling news, of which we have one story. This is, again, us reacting to wrestling news. Our wrestling report. Someday I'll come up with a clean title for that. Y'all thought I wasn't going to change my Patreon prices, and I did. Sheamus is, he's gone from the WWE. He's, as of this reporting,
he's
on
not
the
renewing
alumni
his
page.
contract.
Yeah, he's gone. It's over. He's changed all his social medias.
You know what? Honestly, he might just be retiring.
Yeah, he had some big struggles. I could see him doing another retirement run, a proper one somewhere else, but I could also see him just not coming back.
Yeah, I mean, he's had he had a 20-year career in WWE, and he got a bunch of world titles, tag titles, intercontinental titles, U.S. titles, whatever other titles they made up.
He, in fact, did not get the intercontinental title. That was the only title that he was eligible for that he did not get.
Really?
Yes.
I'm surprising. I'm surprised he never sort of swooped it up by happenstance.
There was a time where they thought he was going to within the last year or
just
two.
To check it off the box?
Just to check it off the list. But, yeah. 2 months ago, I would have been surprised by this. But they destroyed the concept of a lifer when they let the New Day go. So
yeah, I was so stupid.
Yeah.
Sheamus choosing, as I understand it, it's amid them doing some real aggressive, you got to take a pay cut negotiations, and a lot of guys who have done it right and saved their money don't need to take that shit. They don't need to take that level of disrespect. They can just go home. That's valid.
So for reasons listed in the beginning of this show, when we were talking about Supergirl, I don't really projection fantasy book. That's just a great way to disappoint myself.
Right.
It's never going to live up to the fake thing I invented in my head. But let's pull that rule back a little bit. Is there anything you'd like to see Sheamus do? There's some rumors he might do some acting, some more acting. We loved him as Rocksteady.
Honestly, yeah, I as much as I'd love to, say I'd like to see him do a dream match against Kenny Omega or whatever. No, I want to see him act. He's a good actor.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. I could dig him in the MCU as something.
Look at him. He can be something.
I don't want him to be Banshee. I want him to be Black Tom. I want him to, let's repeat Bebop and Rocksteady. Let's have him bro around with Juggernaut.
God, no, that's so peak. It's so good. Him as Black Tom Cassidy with the Juggernaut. No, that's so good.
I was recently reminded of how much Black Tom and Juggernaut's bromance carried me through a lot of Marvel comics over a decade.
I love that when they were introduced, they were just Black Tom just showed up, and Juggernaut, who was already established, showed up and is like, "This is my friend Black Tom." And then they were just bros for 50 years.
Yeah, just best friends. Really cared about each other. Not even really being that good of villains until it all fell apart. No, Juggernaut became a good guy. Black Tom became a tree.
They were just fucking out here. Out here, man. Living the dream. Villains on the roll.
Hell yeah. Mail fraud.
Yeah, it's time. It's time to steal mail from other places and read it. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha.
What a bizarre little bit you just did there. I steal my mail honestly. I'm like one of them guys who wants to get caught. You know, I return to the scene of the crime and I'm like, ooh, look at that. Looming over the detective's shoulder and be like, oh, did you notice that piece of evidence? The killer must have been very smart to have only left that small piece. Could you write that in your report? Whereas you just get away with it.
Yeah. I'm not going to tell you where I stole my stuff from because when I do crimes, I don't want to get caught.
Sometimes if you go to our Discord, you can ask us just regular questions and then we just have regular questions in mail fraud. But there will be fraud as long as I can perpetrate it because that's the name of the segment. So let's start with some stolen from the AEW Games podcast. May you return sooner than later, featuring Evil Uno and the Chugs. This question, this has nothing to do with video games. This question is from Webster. I have to assume from the TV show.
I knew it. You're so old.
Fuck you. What were your favorite cartoons growing up? Prove your age, wiener man.
Oh, you want me to prove my age? That's also what came to me.
Old.
Yes.
You know what? Bald.
Oh, he came out swinging.
I'm just gonna pull up my flowing head of hair.
He's taunting me. He's taunting me with his flowing locks.
I can see it. You see this?
I can see it.
Man, that would have been great on video because I parted the back of my hair where I don't have a bald spot yet. It's coming. Favorite TV show, favorite cartoons growing up is the question from Webster.
If you've watched this podcast, you can't possibly not know. If it's your first podcast, Justice League Unlimited. If we're talking anime, Yu Yu Hakusho, Dragon Ball Z. It's kind of all out on Front Street. You know what I mean?
Not a big fan of Batman the Animated Series.
Batman the Animated Series.
Oh, okay. Big fan of Batman the Animated. Okay. Growing up, depends on your definition of that. I watched a lot of cartoons. I was the kind of kid who just turned on whatever block had the most cartoons I liked and just let it cook. Sometimes I would watch a cartoon I didn't give a shit about because usually I was also doing something else on account of how my brain works.
Yeah.
So, you know, I could coast through some of those. But I think the biggest ones, Freakazoid, absolutely. Didn't last that long, but I loved it. Watched a lot of Animaniacs, Tiny Toon Adventures. I also like Batman the Animated Series, but not as bigly as you do.
Famously, yes.
Yeah. Man, just weird stuff, too. When Cartoon Network got a lot of older shows that weren't just random Hanna-Barbera cartoons. Wait Till Your Father Gets Home. I enjoyed watching that. It was basically like Family Guy, but in the 60s. Tom Bosley was the main character. Yeah, I liked a lot of old weird shit, man. Stuff from generations before me was really hot for some reason. Like it was really provocative.
You were that guy who, I don't think you actually said this, but you were that born in the wrong generation kid.
Nah, I didn't think of it like that, but which is your estimation there. I didn't actually say that at the time, but there was just something interesting. You know, okay, great example. I love Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I grew up in the perfect age bracket to get into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I look to my right, just past my compatriot here, and I can see nothing but Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles with the exception of Jessica Fletcher and a few Fraggles. So, you know, but that felt of my era. Whereas these old, you know, Hanna-Barbera cartoons, the 9 different mystery solving teams that they had after Scooby-Doo did well, the newer versions
Shout out Jabberjaw.
Yeah, shout out Jabberjaw. I like Speed Buggy. I like how he talks. I would impersonate it now, but I think I'd fuck it up and look a fool. The kid versions, like Muppet Babies, we had that, right? That was cool, but not quite the same thing. There were the Flintstone, like Pebbles and Bam Bam.
Okay.
But they were like teenagers.
Okay.
And they had like a beatnik friend.
So like, for the children slightly younger than me, all grown up.
The Rugrats show, yeah. I wanted to watch that, but
I was too old.
I was too old. I was in that
Anakin
pocket.
Skywalker, man. I was too old to begin the training.
I can't be here. I'm sure As Told by Ginger was also really good. Like, I got that vibe from it.
But it's just, I couldn't be there.
Same thing, to give you an exact version of my age bracket. Well, I don't know if this is true because I have so many friends who loved SpongeBob. I was too old for Invader Zim. it looked like something I would have dug, but I was just old enough that I was like,
I was exactly in the pocket for Invader Zim. I fucking hated that show.
That tracks. Knowing who
I
you
don't
were
hate
back
it
then.
now.
Yeah.
This is teenage me talking. Man, he did not like that shit.
I've never seen it. I feel like there was something else important I wanted to mention. Nope, it came and it left, so I'll say something else to seem like I'm not a space case. The Aladdin cartoon. Oh!
The Aladdin cartoon was good, dude.
Space Ghost. Both the original action series and Coast to Coast and Cartoon Planet, all really hot stuff. And then I became kind of a teenager, and I don't count that as growing up. So thank you for your question, former child star. Let's move to some of your stolen queries here.
Delicious.
Yes.
I should steal more. I'm running low.
I mean, not that low. Hey, here's a great one. Because I think it's changed for me a little bit. I think you've remained static. Do spoilers ruin the experience for you?
I've changed in that it's become a more firm no.
Yeah?
Yeah, back in the day, certainly. Like when I was younger and more emotionally attached to fictional content, certain spoilers could absolutely ruin the experience for me. Famously, there was a person who made songs that I liked, who I dropped as a person and stopped engaging with their content at all because they spoiled the last Harry Potter book.
There was a person who made songs that I liked that I dropped as a person and stopped engaging with their content at all because they spoiled the new Star Wars movie. Apparently that was common knowledge, but it wasn't for me.
So, like, when I was younger, yeah, sure, certainly. But, now, no, I don't care.
I care less than I did. I think I know I still care more about you getting spoilers than you care about you getting spoilers.
Oh, yeah, I don't care at all. He won't spoil me on things, and that's fine. That's his decision. But, like, I don't care.
We've upgraded to I will now send it to you in spoiler text.
And then let me have ownership of my click.
That's part of it. I don't want to take ownership away from other people because I do value, as I've dubbed it, that genuine reaction. It helps me because of the way my brain works. Paying attention to things is difficult. It's why I like seeing things in the theater. Because it blocks out a lot of other distractions, unless you're wet and there's a guy eating behind you. I swear to God, somebody brought in a whole nachos. And I don't mean like the kind you get at the concession stand. I mean like nachos Bel Grande.
Yeah.
But not the eating guy, a different guy.
No.
That guy was eating cellophane, as we discussed.
I think cellophane guy was vaping at one point.
Oh, shit. I didn't remember smelling warm root beer, but maybe. But I don't. It's sort of like Star Trek, right? It's sort of like their big rule.
The prime directive.
Prime directive, yeah, absolutely. I'm not here to uplift your civilization.
And that's, I think, a valid stance to take, especially if spoilers matter to you. Do unto others, as it were.
Exactly, yeah.
I don't give a shit. Even back in the day, I only gave a shit about a very small amount of spoilers, and now those are also gone.
I think
if you told me the ending of the most recent Dungeon Crawler Carl book, I would go, yeah, that tracks. And then I would go back to enjoying the book.
I think that I had almost every MCU movie spoiled for me.
Well, they were so big, and we don't really get to the theater super quick.
No, we don't do well in theater crowds. I don't know if you picked up on that. But, and I think that's part of what kind of wore my reaction down. Back in the day, it would be really devastating. Now, it's like, of course. Of course, I found this out. Of all things, me, who is almost never on proper social media, of course.
Honestly, it kind of works like that because I don't care about spoilers. I also almost never see them.
Yeah, how funny. Because
I think a part of it is that you do care, so your brain's on the lookout for them, whereas they just float past me and I don't notice them.
It might also be the way I receive things. You know, you're on Reddit as a viewer, not a talker.
I don't post.
Whereas I am on a very heavily moderated Facebook and Instagram. And again, mostly as a viewer on Instagram. I don't post there very much anymore. Just my crappy sketches in the first place. But the way the algorithms are built, the only time I get spoilers these days is if the spoiler content was so noteworthy that it bubbles up past my established algorithms. So something that's contentious, something that's genuinely surprising, something that's incredibly exciting for the fans. For example, the character that shows up toward the end of Ironheart. I had that spoiler. But, like, I didn't have spoilers for any of Daredevil.
I got that spoiler sometime this year.
As an example, yeah.
And I went, you've got to be fucking kidding me. And then I looked it up.
And he asked me about it because I had watched it by that point. I remember that conversation. Honestly, I think they did it pretty well, but he hasn't watched Ironheart yet, so we're not talking about Ironheart.
I keep meaning to get around to it, man. I got so much stuff to watch.
That's okay. We don't need to, but I think I'd like to do one more question.
One more question.
That's
Let's
all right
do it. Let's do one more.
Let's see. Let's get this one. Fantastic, from Dez. I doubt it's the same guy, but I used to do e-fetting with a guy named Dez. He was a Canadian Scot.
Well then, I've declared it is.
Fantastic. Hey, Dez, I hope you're well. I hope you have either kicked your nicotine habit or you relish in it and have good health besides. Asking if bad voice acting or a bad script has ever ruined a video game for you.
Not to my memory. I'm certain the answer is yes. But it's probably done it so quickly that I don't remember the thing.
I think a bad script or bad voice acting would turn me off of a video game early enough that I don't think it could ruin it for me. I don't think there's ever been like a third act voice acting fail so bad that I was like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah, you know what? That's fair. And that's kind of the same thing I mean.
Yeah.
It's just normally that stuff is so obvious so soon that I haven't really bought in yet, so why would I even remember?
Sure. I think Final Fantasy X is a great example of that. It's not a great script, and despite many stellar voice actors doing their jobs as directed in that cast, it's not very well acted either.
But it didn't ruin the game.
No, the game is what it is. I don't want to play Final Fantasy X because I hate Tidus. I don't hate his voice actor, whose name escapes me, his portrayal.
That guy did as he was paid to do.
Yeah.
Tidus is a piece of shit. He portrayed that accurately.
And every time he talks in his head, he sounds like this. Fuck off.
But,
if you think in your head like that, learn better. Don't be that person. Be a better person.
I don't even know ruined. Genuinely, the only thing that's coming to my head is not a video game, it's a movie. And it's something I've mentioned a billion times on this podcast, and I'll mention a billion more. There is a joke in Thor Ragnarok that sticks in my craw all these years later. And it was a moment of bad scripting. Not bad voice acting. Sure. Taika Waititi did a fine job with it. But that's kind of, I think, the kind of thing they're pointing towards, but I genuinely can't think of an example.
And even then, like, it happens more when I'm watching a TV show, but even when I watch those shows and I get those bad takes, I go, that's a take we went with, huh?
Wow, I guess that's... And we ran out of time on that scene, huh?
I roll past that, because you know what? Shit happens. Ruin, no. Sometimes enhance. Sometimes the bad is like, well, this is great now.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta fill a dark soul with light, man.
Yeah.
It's just, it is what it is.
Sometimes you gotta figure out what you're fighting for. Yeah, that's the end of the question.
Sometimes it is, in fact, no use.
There was nothing wrong with that voice acting. It was too good. It was the problem, I think. It was invective.
It's time to thank some folks.
It is time to thank some folks. It is at long last time to thank some folks. Which starts with Our Trash Elite, a guy from Ohio, and Dustin and Kitty Holbrook. Elite 2. There's a second level of Elite now. So far, that's just Rob. But you could be the next one. Who are you, money person? If you are the next one, thank you. Thank you all, genuinely. From the $1 subscribers to the Elite 2. It's awesome. It's very heartwarming to have people support my work. I put 3/4 of my ass into all of this, and it's nice to have that recognized, even if it's only at $1. Hey, there's people I support at only $1 tier. It's what I got. You can't really be in gig economy unless you're on the surface,
Mm-hmm.
and be throwing out all your money to other people. But I thank you as well to, of course, Passion Killer 711, Destru City KTL, Drake Starstorm, DG. I believe that's it, because one shifted. The numbers remain the same, but the financial amounts don't, and I'm able to buy dumb shit that I can use for my job. We've got so much weird gameplay coming out. Once the heat wave is over, once we hit false autumn, and I'm able to get some extra recording in, I'm not making any promises, I might be able to get enough worm sign to add another day.
Ooh.
I am so commissioned right now. It won't be the likes of which God has never seen, because, like, the Game Grumps exist.
Yeah.